Every creator that I meet has a unique story, one that only they can tell.
There was not a single atom in my body told me that I was going to die to that cancer. I knew I was going to beat that cancer no matter what it took. And that's what I did.
But before the confidence, before the audience, before their channel grows, there's a first idea.
I decided, okay, let's do something with my life. Let's try and make a difference. Let's teach some of my wisdom and some of my knowledge onto people who might need it.
A first video.
And I uploaded videos from, I think, May of last year up to November of last year. And
A first time they ask, I wonder if I can really do this.
I felt like I was putting in all this effort and the videos were not performing well. I was starting to resent creating. I I woke up and I didn't want to do it anymore.
I'm Renee, and this is First Flights. I am talking with Peter Urbanowski, and his channel name is also Peter Urbanowski. Peter, can you just introduce yourself? Who is the man behind the channel?
Hello, I am Peter Urbanowski, and I am all about helping people accomplish things that maybe they think they cannot accomplish. I am all about encouraging people, motivating people, and teaching people things that maybe I know that they are maybe a few steps behind me, that they don't know everything.
Peter is the real deal. After I finished my interview of him, he immediately went into helping me with my channel.
The the click-through rate of 17% is absolutely amazing. Um, the low impressions, I would say, is because the title is a title for subscribers. The title is, it doesn't tell YouTube's algorithm who is this video for. Your video is about the life of a YouTuber, but nowhere in the title does it say what is it like to be a YouTuber.
Okay.
And if you think of try to have what I've tried to do with my channel now is make my videos the titles things that people will actually type into YouTube. I can use the free version of Claude and it's more useful than vidIQ.
So you can ask Claude that same question.
I'll ask Claude that same question right now.
Okay. I wanted to know more about Peter because small creators have real stories and brave beginnings. And tell us a little bit about you, like your
Uh,
story, your life, who are you?
okay, so when I was in school, I was bullied quite a lot in school um, until one day something inside of me snapped and I ended up being kicked out of school, and the person who was bullying me ended up going to hospital. And since then, I've always had a thing where I despise bullying. I despise any type of like singling people out for hurtful treatment or hurtful comments. I don't like any of that. I will always stick up for people who need a little bit of extra support. And over time, I've taught myself things like I built my own PC from used parts. I taught myself how to do that, watched YouTube videos, and just learnt as I went. And through that, I also developed a knack of learning different pieces of software, and it's just something that I've always been quite good at. I studied criminal law for a year at university level, and then I studied psychology for another year at university level. And then in 2018, I was working in a mental health care home, and the management of that care home was very, very poor. Um, and it led to me waking up one morning, getting ready to go to work, and I sat down having my morning cup of coffee, and internally, I thought to myself, I would rather die than go back to that building, go back to that place. So I rung my place of work. I quit my job. The following year, 2019, I realized or I found out that I had multi-level degenerative disc disease in my back, which meant that I have chronic back pain. And for that reason, and because of the depression, I have been medically retired since 2018, 2019. In the summer of 2019, I found out I had testicular cancer. So as soon as I seen the nurse, I knew it was cancer. And the doctor was just explaining things to me in like medical jargon. And I just said to him, "Is it cancer?" And he said, "Yes, it is." And I said, "That's fine. I'm going to kick its ass." And that's exactly what I did.
A story that is uniquely Peter's that led to his idea.
I'm quite good at technical, like software and computers and things like that. I know little bits about most things. So that's when I started my YouTube channel. It took me probably a few years before I realized that's what I needed to do free, but I didn't actually start uploading any videos until um, last year. And I uploaded videos um, from I think May of last year up to November of last year, and I just something was missing. I felt like I was putting in all this effort, and the videos were not performing well. I was starting to resent creating. I just I I woke up and didn't I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't care about creating. So I took, that was in November. I took a break. I um, referred myself to therapy to see why I had no motivation to do anything really. And I did 6 weeks of therapy, and I came back to YouTube in February of this year. And I've just had um, a new, almost like a new lease on life when it comes to my YouTube channel. I've got more clarity, I'm more focused, I'm more determined. My channel is growing and everything is going well.
Did Peter start his journey for the money or something else? I'm curious, like you told us your reason, but I have to ask because it's actually a genuine question of mine. Was money at all a consideration for you?
Money on YouTube was never a consideration for me. I was just at a time and a place in my life where I felt like, okay, I'm physically unable to work because I have problems with my balance, I have problems with my back, all different kinds of things. So I didn't want to be just stuck in the house all day doing nothing. So I thought, okay, I need to do something to be productive and to give myself something to focus on. And that's what led me to starting my channel because I've always enjoyed working with computers, working with different software, learning about different pieces of software, and it just felt natural for me.
One of the things I love most when I interview a newer creator is the things that they learn and share with me.
I've tried other things in the past, but I didn't really stick to them. Like I tried to learn how to play the guitar, that lasted 2 months. I tried to learn how to play the piano, that lasted 3 months. And um, it got to a point where I suggested to my wife, I thought, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And her first instinct was, don't do it if you're not going to stick with it, because otherwise it'll be just another thing like the guitars and the pianos. And she has seen how committed I am to it and um, how much my channel, my community, and how much the people who watch my content mean to me. And she knows how important that is to me. So she's 100% supportive and she encourages me if I need help with like if I need her to record me doing something, she's more than happy to do that.
That's helpful. I find
Yes.
that being a one person show is incredibly hard.
Yes, it
And
is.
it's not because I can't get help. I guess I just don't ask for help. And I think for me, sometimes it's not even that I'm afraid to ask for help. I'm weird in that I don't like people watching me create. Like I'm having this conversation with you, but I wouldn't want my husband in the corner listening, even though we're gonna put it on, YouTube, which is crazy, right? So it's like it's definitely a little bit with me and a little bit, but
I
being
I understand that. Which like if you're creating a YouTube video and nobody's watching you, you're just creating a video, you're just doing what comes natural to you.
right,
But as soon as there's one person who walks into the room and one person is watching you, it doesn't feel like you're just doing a YouTube video. It feels like you're performing. It
right,
feels like you're ent entertaining somebody, and entertaining people is fine, but that's not why we're creating our videos. We're not there to entertain one person in the room looking at us. We're
right.
there to help other people, and I imagine there's quite a few content creators who feel the exact same way.
Right. I know. I definitely feel that way, and that is such an interesting way to think about it because I never thought about it that way. I always thought like, what's my issue? It's like I'm not shy. Now this is interesting. Peter and I came to very similar conclusions in a very similar amount of time, and our channels are similar sizes. Mhm.
And that natural growth occurred because I was making the videos that I wanted to make rather than the videos that I felt I should be making. Um, like if I was asking AI what videos would be a good idea, they would give me ideas. I might not think it was a great idea, but I would do it anyway because AI told me to do.
Right.
Now I still work with AI, but
Mhm.
I come up with the ideas and then I use AI to help me like find which areas of my ideas could use a little bit of refinement and which areas of my ideas are good.
I totally concur that you need to have the clarity on the subject that you like, but then you have to learn to love what you're doing. And the only way to do that is to do what you want to do. Right?
Yes.
It's
But if
gotta
you
do.
look at um, your video that you uploaded, I think it was today or yesterday,
Yeah.
um, your like vlog video from when you first started.
Yeah.
I think that is possibly your best video that you've uploaded. I loved it. I especially loved the emotional moments where you was upset. I
Yeah.
loved the moments where you was like determined, and I just I really liked the graphics with the like day one and day 60 and showing the different progressions of where you were.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it, and I loved the way it was edited. I loved all the graphics in there, and I think that is definitely a way to say this is the kind of content that I want to create. So
Yeah.
this is the kind of content that I'm going to create. What I realized when it comes to creating the content that you want to create is when you start making a video that you want to make, if people don't like the video, that's fine.
Hmm.
If people do like the video, that's fine. But the more you do it, creating the videos that you want to make, that the videos that excite you, that naturally comes across on camera. And then that naturally resonates with the people who are watching the content. And when the people who are watching the content resonate with you, then they start wanting to see more of your content. And that's when they start subscribing.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Well,
it's a case of just not letting anybody put you off and not letting anybody tell you this is what you should do. Just remember, it's your YouTube channel,
hmm.
so you're the director, the editor, you're everything. So you make all the decisions and you answer to nobody.
And another thing we agree on is this.
Do not listen to the YouTube gurus because their advice is now generic. They all say the exact same thing, and they all say that if you do this, you will be better than 90% of the content creators out there. But why is it when we follow their advice, our channels doesn't explode the way they say it will? So
Hmm.
I say, don't listen to any of the gurus. Find yourself um, a mentor, somebody who is maybe a few subscribers ahead of you, um, and just ask them, I have this idea. What do you think? Find somebody who you connect with, somebody you respect, and just ask them for advice. Like I have multiple mentors. Like I consider you a mentor, Kyle a mentor, Bruce a
Yeah.
mentor, and even Teresa. Um, I think it's Teresa, or no, sorry,
Right.
Tracy. Um,
Tracy. Yes.
I, I, I've been connecting with them, those people, and the connections that I never thought that I would make. But
Hmm.
once you start making them, you learn different things from different people because different people are trying different things.
Right.
And that's the best thing you can do is to, oh, I'll try a little bit of that and I'll try a little bit of that. Think of a YouTube channel as a recipe book. You're just getting ingredients and adding them together to see what you like best.
I love that. And one of my subscribers would love that too, because she makes she makes things from old recipes, like really old recipes
Oh,
where
I
it's
love
like
stuff like
use
that.
this much butter that's the size of an egg. And I find it so fascinating. But so that was just a great analogy. I think that that's one of the things that I love most about your channels is your analogies. I always like your community posts, and I always like how you have a way of boiling it down in a way that makes sense. For, it's like, oh, this is what I'm feeling or thinking. And oh, there's Peter saying exactly what I'm feeling and thinking, but it's boiled down in a nice, analogy. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't try to. What I try to do is I like reading, and when I find a quote in a book or a line in a book, or it could be something in a song that resonates with me, I'll take that and I'll like reinvent it so that everybody can understand it. It's not a performance, it's just speaking from the heart. And when you when you speak from the heart, you just come out with some truly amazing things that you didn't even realize was in there until you start speaking.
Peter now has enough confidence under his belt that he can impart some of his wisdom.
Everything that happens, good, bad, or indifferent, happens for a reason. And it's like I did a community post a few days ago where I said I didn't go through everything that I've gone through to like I didn't come this far just to come this far. I've got goals and things that I want to accomplish.
So we know why Peter started, and we know the experiences or some of them that shaped who he is. But what are Peter's goals for his channel? And so I wanted to ask you about goals.
I say I have a short-term goal and a long-term goal.
Okay.
My short-term goal at the moment is to get another 14 subscribers so that I hit 200 subscribers. My long-term goal will be to one day become monetized. After that, I don't know because for me, getting monetized is so far down the road that I don't want to look past that. And once I hit 200 subscribers, my next goal will be to hit 300 subscribers. And
Hmm.
that's how I keep
So
going.
you broke yours down.
Yeah, there's no point. I feel like there's no, if you set a goal of like, my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then you're sitting on 89 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers feels like a long way away. If you're sitting on
Right.
89 subscribers and you say, okay, my goal is to get to 100 subscribers, and then you get to 100 and you're like, wow. So then maybe you click, okay, I want to get to 150 subscribers, or I want to get to 200 subscribers. Set your goals small so that they are easier to achieve.
Mhm.
And because they're easier to achieve, you're less likely to be disheartened if they take a little while to come. You can have your long-term goals and like, but when I accomplish, if I set a goal and I accomplish that goal, I then set another goal. If I want to climb a mountain and I get to the top of that mountain, then I look for a bigger mountain and try and climb that one. It's about always wanting to not necessarily wanting more, as in like I want more of this and more of this. It's about wanting to learn more, wanting to develop more, wanting to be more confident on camera, more confident with editing, more confident in replying to people. It's each video is a repetition, and with each repetition, we get slightly better.
Well, thank you for your channel, and obviously, thanks
Thank you.
for joining my community.
I am equally excited to be a part of the Crow's Nest community because of the amazing people that are in that community. Everybody on YouTube, I believe, has dreams, like dreams of getting 100,000 subscribers or
No.
things like that. But there's there's a there's a thing that people forget when it comes to dreams, and that is that dreams don't have deadlines.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter if it takes you 1 year or 5 years or 10 years. You you find your dream, you go for it, you don't let anything stand in your way, and along the way, you will have one amazing journey.
Well, I don't think it could be said any better than that. Said any better than that. I think that's a perfect way to end.